Alright viewers, welcome to MCC Drive right here. My name is Wesley Ennis Brown, aka the Brown Drugs, on this wonderful and beautiful day wherever you are, viewers. And this is a special platform for you to see what is happening when it comes to showbiz world, meeting our celebrities. And this platform today is somewhere outside of the studio, somewhere in the Royal Grand Hotel. And this is an exclusive interview where we're going to be talking about the issues of women empowerment in our society and world at large. And taking you back to Sierra Leone with these beautiful ladies, I have ZAINAB Sharif, who is the CEO and founder of the Big Sister Empowerment Show. And she's pretty seated tight on my left.
Hi.
Good afternoon, ZAINAB.
Hi, how are you?
Please, can I have a handshake? How are you today?
I'm fine.
I like the haircut.
Thank you. I like your hair.
Thank you too. Okay, on my right, I do have Fatumata Kula Momo, who is one of the housemates of Season 1, Big Sister Season 1 Empowerment. She is also pretty seated tight. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
I like your clothes.
Thank you.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right, ladies, we are here to discuss something very, very much important and very much trending to this part of our world. Okay, and so let's talk with you first. Who is the CEO about the innovation and idea about this Big Sister Empowerment Show?
Okay, so the Big Sister Empowerment Show is the show was created for the sole purpose of empowering women.
Okay.
So the show is similar to Big Brother, but except we mostly go for women.
Okay.
We only want women. You have to be 18 years and above to come into our show.
Okay.
Now our show. We target subjects, subjects like family planning, subjects like education, subjects like gender mainstreaming, and sexual harassment and abuse.
Okay.
And what we do is we give these questions to these women, and then we ask them to find solutions to how women can stop being a victim.
Okay.
That's what the show is about. So we'll host the women in a house for 1 month.
1 month.
1 month.
Okay.
For every day, for every week, we give them a subject, things that they can talk about and debate on. And at the end of the week, they will do a presentation on behalf of women.
Okay.
And then the person with the best presentation will become the head of the house.
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah, it's an empowerment game, and at the end of the day, you get to win $50,000.
Now,
That's what the winner gets.
What I'm understanding about this is more about academic.
It's not just about academic. It's about academic, but it's also about intelligence.
Intelligence.
It's also about, you have to be a bit radical. You have to be a bit skillful. It's also about thinking great and thinking. It's a mindset. Basically, women, we have been the victim,
sure,
or we have been assumed to be the victim,
okay,
or we are actually the victim for too damn long.
Okay.
Now the theme of Big Sister Empowerment Season 2 says, no woman, no cry. So this is the era where we sit on the table and look for solutions to stop being the victim.
No woman, no cry.
Exactly.
Let's come back to the theme.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? No woman, no cry.
It means this is the point where we don't have to cry. We have to earn up to ourselves and be responsible for ourselves and be fully independent and look for ways to protect ourselves from being the victim so we don't get to cry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I was going through the information sheet about this empowerment issue, you mentioned about the age from 18. You didn't talk about the academic standard, because you can be 18 probably in high school.
Yeah.
You could be 18 not even in school.
Yeah.
And if you have the eligibility according to your standard, are you also fit to be in the house?
Yes, if you're a woman, you're definitely fit to be in the house. If you're a woman above the age of 18 or at the age of 18 and above, you're definitely fit to be in the house. Because the show doesn't just cater for educated or non-educated people or for poor or for rich. If you're a woman, this show just caters for women generally. So you can be a very educated woman who want to come into the house and use our fan base, which is 21 million viewers, to campaign for women and on behalf of women. You're a feminist and you just want to use the show and the platform to campaign. The show is for you. If you're a broke woman who is selling, who does not have capital even to sell, who does not even have food to eat, you can still apply for the show. You can still make it to the show. If you're a woman who sells fish in the market, if you are married, if you are single, if you are going to school, if you are not going to school, it doesn't matter what state you are at.
Why are you allowing married women?
We're allowing all women. The subject is all women need to come to the table and deal with it. We're trying to look for ways to stop being the victim.
Okay, let me talk to Fatumata Momo. Fatumata, you were one of the housemates. Tell me about your...
I had a life-changing experience in Season 1. There's a time in the house when people we admire come in, they talk to us, they teach us about things we've never heard about, things we know, we share ideas, And there was a time when Big Sister told us to talk about what we want to be in life. You know, some people want to, like for example, if I say I want to be a musician, you don't know nothing about it. So people come into the house to guide us, talk to us, and the show helps us to tolerate one another, to be independent. It was a life-changing experience for me, and I was really happy to be part of it.
I would like to know, how did you find yourself in the house when you first heard about the promotion going on and you were asked to go for an audition? How was it like? How did you find yourself in the house?
Well, for me, I was always an entertainment person.
Okay.
I love entertainment.
What do you do in showbiz?
It's basically, I was a video vixen in Freetown.
Okay.
I promote musicians
Okay.
and stuff. So when the show came, my friends started telling me, I posted about the show, and everybody was like, you should go, you should try, you should go.
Okay.
And my friend even bought the form for me.
Okay.
So that was how I got into the show, and it has been a life-changing experience.
Was it competitive?
Yes, it was very competitive. Very, I'll tell you. Because there in the show, for me, when I was getting in the show, I was the most popular person entering into the show.
Entry and into the show.
Into the show.
Oh wow!
But when I got in there, the one that won, Jesus. When I came out and see her popularity, it was crazy.
Okay.
And the competition was very great.
Okay.
And I think there came a point when they said Kula has to go because I was the greatest competition, and I left the house. I didn't win, but still.
Okay. So ZAINAB, Miss ZAINAB, the show now, where is it going to be hosted?
It's going to be hosted in Sierra Leone.
Okay, now we're talking about 7 countries.
Yeah.
7 countries.
Yeah.
You mentioned about Gambia, Ghana, Guinea, Liberia, Nigeria, Senegal, and Sierra Leone. Why these 7 countries?
Because these basically these countries are all around me, and these countries, mostly in my country, these are the kind of women you will find.
Okay.
When it comes to African women,
Okay.
we hardly find other kind of women in Sierra Leone. So basically, we use these countries, but these countries are just the scouting countries,
Okay.
which means we're going to these countries physically to do our audition.
Okay.
But we're not only looking for women from these countries.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're looking for women in general.
Okay.
You can be from Liberia, you can be from Sierra Leone, you can be from the Philippines, you can be American. If you're a woman at the age of 18 and above, you can apply into our show. Now, let's say if you're not a woman who stays in these countries, but you want to apply to our show, let's say if you're a woman living in America, you can go online on www.bigsistershow.com and apply free for our show.
Okay.
When we contact you, we'll audition you online, and if we see that you fit the criteria that we're looking for to get into the show, we will buy your ticket to fly you into Sierra Leone, into the show, and after the show you go back to your country. Maybe you've won the grand prize, maybe not.
And so okay, now these listed countries, the scouting countries you're talking about, for example, Liberia, how do the person get their forms and how do they go about getting their forms?
Generally, for all women, the forms are online. Like right now, as I am talking to you, you can go to www.bigsistershow.com and apply.
Is
right
it free?
now. Free.
Free. Okay.
But in Liberia, if you're in Liberia, you can go to Hot TV or Hot FM and buy the form for $10.
$10.
Yes, $10. And you fill the form and you take it back to Hot TV or Hot FM. But if you don't want to buy the form, you can go online where it's free. You don't actually get to pay for it.
And if you have gotten the form and filled in the form, how do you go about your audition process?
Well, we will call you again. That's it's time for audition, and we tell you the dates for audition, and you come for audition. We do our audition. After that, we go back to Sierra Leone. We go through the tape, and we've made a decision who will go into the house, and then we'll contact you again and tell you you've made it into the house. And if you still want to go into the show, you have not changed your mind, we will buy you a ticket to Sierra Leone and back when you're done.
Ms. Fatoumata, since you've been out of the house, how many months now?
It's basically about a year now.
A year now.
Yeah.
And so, what are the change have you observed from out of the house to where you are now?
Well, before I went into the house, I was not singing. When I came out of the house, I got signed into a record label because I used to sing in the house, and somebody saw me and like, I think that's the talent she must use. So when I came out of the house, they met me and we signed the deal, and I started singing. I'm now a musician.
So are you empowered now?
Very much.
Are you empowered?
Yeah, and I want to add something again.
Okay.
ZAINAB is talking about the educational part. Anybody that wants to come to the show should know that there's the fun part also. There are times we play games, They give us, we do parties at the end of the week. Every week we have costume parties. So you should not be afraid. They're not all about educational parts.
Okay.
You have the fun parts too, that you can have fun, enjoy, relate with people, and it will, trust me, it will worth it if you come.
What was the worst moment with you in the house?
It was the time that they told us to eat gari and palm oil. It was the punishment.
Okay, you
I know, it's Farian. I know, gari. Yeah, okay.
It was a punishment. So
gari and palm oil.
Yes.
Red oil.
Red oil, just that. There's nothing else. Yes.
And that was
for the whole day. And then again, one day we just woke up in the morning after, like, we had a weekly party, and we saw a writing in the freezer, "Do not eat." And we went to the diary room to Big Sister, and Big Sister was like, I was not the one that wrote that, so it was annoying because we did not eat the whole day, thinking that Big Sister said we should not eat.
Okay.
Yeah. That was the worst.
And so, what was the most exciting time with you in the house?
The most exciting time is the times that we were asked to sing, the times we were asked to dance and fashion, because that's what I love. That's what I'm intrigued about.
Okay.
That was the most exciting time for me. We have celebrities that come into the house. It was really fun, trust me.
All right, viewers, this is the platform for you right here, and of course we're discussing Big Sister Empowerment Show Season 2 with these two beautiful ladies. I'm talking with the CEO, Ms. ZAINAB Sharif, who is the founder and CEO of Big Sister Empowerment Show, and of course one of the contestants, one of the housemates of past season 1 in person of Fatoumata Kula Momo. And so this is the show right here, and of course we have an exclusive time. So let me come back to you, Ms. ZAINAB Sharif. Who are you in person?
Me?
Yes.
As in
terms of your professional.
Oh, I am an entertainer. I do everything in entertainment.
Okay.
I started as a model when I was 14. And then I traveled to Europe, and then I modeled for about 7 years. Then I went to Big Brother Africa 2012.
Okay.
Yeah.
I represented Sierra Leone that time. There were 2 representatives from Liberia. One was Luke, the other was Yadel. I don't know if you know them.
Yeah.
Yadel is crazy.
Yeah.
She likes to fight with me. Yeah, but it was fun. It was really fun. So after that, I came back home. I get into movie production. I started my own company called the ZZ Multimedia, where we have the ZZ production. We've produced movies like Elephant in the Room.
Okay.
If you're watching that, you can search for Elephant in the Room. I co-produced it with Ramsey Noah.
Okay.
And Ramsey Noah actually directed the movie, and I wrote the story. Yeah. And then we did another movie called Ghetto Queen with John Dumelo, James Gardner. And then we've done quite a while, and now we have a new movie out actually on DSTV. It's called Binta Kolombo on Nollywood channel, I think they call it. Okay. But right now we're into reality TV show as well. We've done the Big Sister season 1. It was great. We have a viewership of over 7 million people.
7 million.
Yes, which is amazing because Sierra Leone is like 7 million people. Okay. So we exceed actually how many people we do have, because we do have Nigerian celebrities like Zak Oji and Dustin, the girl that won, because she was an uneducated girl. She does not know how to speak English, and most time people were making fun of her. Zak Oji actually endorse her and tell people not to look down on her, something like this. And then we have some comedians as well. So the show literally cut across that time. But that time it was just exclusively for Sierra Leonean women. But we've seen the teaching, the learning, and how if we expose the show, how much Sierra Leone get to benefit from that, and how much the women internationally also get to benefit from that. Because the show is a mentorship and empowerment show. So the more you get varieties of women, different kinds of women from different culture and different background, that's the more teaching that the show will excel in, you know what I mean? It's the more the show will learn from. So we're trying to see what are the issues here. We talk about education. How important is education for women? We want to see a woman that's come into the house and explain to us and campaign for that. We're talking about family planning. Before a woman gets into a marriage or into getting a family, have you prepared for the children that you're going to give birth for? Mainly here we are looking at the female. You're going to have a female child. Are you well prepared for that child before you get into marriage and start getting pregnant and have the child? Because most time it is the family that don't protect the women. That's why they go out and do all sort of things. If the family does not prepare for the girl child, how do you want the girl child to survive? Sometimes it's hard. You have to help them until they're 18, until they know what's up, until they can make decisions. And that's not just by giving them money. It's the mindset, sending them to school, teaching them physically and mentally how you can be powerful, how you can prevent yourself from being a victim. Like in my country, Sierra Leone, we have one problem, which is rape. It happens a lot. It's a crime, but really they don't do so much about it, and it affects women. And most times, it's a girl that's in the beach that was raped and then she was killed. How do you get to be in the beach late at night? If we have to ask this girl, now she's dead, but if we have to wake her up and ask, what is your story? How do you end up on the beach till you get raped by 2, 3 men and now you're dead? If we trace this back, it might go right back to the family.
You're right.
That's why family planning is important. That's why you see, when you ask the question, if we're looking for who, what you said was the word?
I was asking whether we were just looking for educated girls.
Yeah, and I said to you the answer is no. Yeah. It's open for everybody. Yeah. Because everybody can come with a solution to these problems. We can come with solution. We have cried the victim for too damn long, but how do we get to be the victim? How? Okay.
So another question I want to ask is that how do you go about the overview of the show in terms of the production services for viewers around the world to follow?
Well, for one, in Liberia, like for every country, we're trying to get the local TVs to partner with us to air the show, because we realized, like for Sierra Leone, for instance, not everybody can afford DSTV. Okay. It's kind of expensive for a lot of people. Okay. And also we want the show to reach everybody with no limitation. So we're trying to get partnership with the local. For here in Liberia, we're partner with Hot TV. So you will be watching the show on Hot TV. But then it will also be on DSTV. Okay. Yes. And in Sierra Leone also we do local TVs. But also it will be online on the Big Sister. When you go to apply for the phone, it will be there 24 hours a day, every day a week. Okay. And understand that when you're a woman, you're watching the show, what we also do, it's not just for the 25 women in the house. The woman that is watching outside, maybe you're sitting with your husband and we bring up the subject marriage, and the women are debating in the house. You can just use your phone. Let's say if Kula almost says something in marriage that you disagree about, that you know there's a better answer to, you can hashtag to Kula's discussion, you can hashtag Kula and answer. And whatever you wrote immediately on the phone, it will come under the screen. Okay. So it's not just for the women in the house.
So it means that the audience also going to help too in contributing to some of their favorite, their favorite contestant in the house.
Exactly.
Okay.
And they get to vote, and also as per discussion, as per presentation, the audience get to vote based on who did the best presentation, and that's good for 50% might win. But there's a 50% chance.
All right, our time is fast spent. So right about now, we're about to draw the curtain right here. And this is the program itself right here on MCC Drive, Big Sister Empowerment Show, Season 2. All right, speaking with these two distinct personalities, beautiful, gorgeous lady. Let me get to you, your parting comment. What's going to be your encouragement to some of those contestants out there that you want to encourage in terms of coming into the house?
Okay, my advice to anybody that wants to come for this show: when you come with a thick skin. Don't care about what people are going to say about you, because regardless of what you do, people are going to say anything about you. So just be you, be yourself, be real, and have fun doing whatever you're going to do in the house.
Say, because you, the CEO, the founder, the brain, the visionary of this program. So what are you going to tell that girl, that poor girl who is selling Pepe Agari, that you want to encourage her to be part of the show? What are you going to tell her?
I will say to you, come into the show and put your case across. You will find 5 or 6 women waiting to hearing from you. Put your case across why you need the show, why you need this $50,000, why you need the women empowerment, and you will make it into the house.
All right, so viewers, thank you so much for joining this platform. Of course, this is the Big Sister Empowerment Show right here on MCC Drive, discussing with Ms. ZAINAB Sharif, the CEO and founder of Big Sister Empowerment Show, and of course, talking to one of the housemates, Fatoumata Kula Momo, of course, one of the housemates of Season 1 of this wonderful show. So, ladies out there, this is an opportunity for you. This is a chance. Please do not overlook it. You can be whosoever, and your dream will just change. You will just get your dream quickly at the top of your fingers right here. So you shouldn't overlook yourself. As you heard from the CEO, it can be any lady out as long as you are at the age of 18 and above. All right. So thank you so much for joining the drive right here. Let me say a very big thank to the CEO, the head of Pocket TV, Mr. OSHMONEY, who made this show success today, and a grand one. A very big thanks to the entire crew. Until then, my name is Wesley Ennis Brown, aka the Brown Drugs. We see you.